Get another log on there, and then we'll get started. Yeah. We'll have to make that work. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to make sure everything's good here. Gotta get another log here on the fire. And then we'll be off and running. I'm like trying to build it up here. I got like kindling wood and whatnot. So that's what this is all about over here. Next time I should freaking TP it. Just for the fun of it. Yeah. Anyway, I think that should be fine. If it falls apart, well, we'll just have to work with that. Anyway. That's all set. That's all set and ready to go for the show here. Just take a drink, and then we'll sit down. We'll get in to the questions. So, what's up, everybody? I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Welcome to another episode of Lawn Fires, where the lawns are green, the fires are hot, and the questions are engaging. I'm still working on that intro. Anyway. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? What's going on, Shane, RVA, Paul Hefner? What's going on, guys? How you doing? Lawn Care Dad, what's up, bro? What's going on? How's everybody doing tonight? So, for those of you guys who are new here, this is basically a live show that I do every weekend, and it's basically my way of, trying to engage more with my community, answer any questions you guys have in real time. And overall, just, like I said, have a great time. That's all I'm doing here. No particular reason, really, besides I just want to do it. I want to get to know you guys better. By the way, I'm actually sporting my good old Do My Own shirt. This is a blast from the past. My good old buddy, Paul Castleberry, he used to work there. Now he's working for the folks at Greene County. But, just a nice way to remember that for all the work he's done for them. And just thanking him for all he's done for us in the community. Anyway. Let's get into the questions. Hey Jake, do you still have your Craftsman snowblower? You should do a video when you get some snow. Yeah, yes, I still have it. The Craftsman 24. In fact, we're actually going to have a snowstorm coming through this area tomorrow, and because of that, I'm going to be getting out and clearing snow. In fact, I have a driveway I'm going to go clear for a customer, so I might film that for you guys too. So I think that'd be a great way to just show you guys what I got going on here around the crib now that I haven't been able to teach you guys a lot of lawn stuff because of the winter. But anyway, stay tuned for that. That'll be coming very soon. Coffee. RVA, do you apply preventative fungicides? Yes. Anytime I apply a fungicide, really, it's mostly preventative. Now, the only time I will do curative is when I see a problem, and that's typically going to be the same product at a little bit higher of a rate. Like, for example, if I'm treating in late spring, early summer time period when disease is really going to start wreaking havoc, I like to get it down sometime then before the disease gets down, and that's typically when I'll do an application of my propiconazole 14.3, and I'll do that at a little bit lower rate. In fact, one more thing I want to add to that is that you do not want to continue to use the same fungicide for a certain amount of time, because as you do that, eventually the disease you have will mutate around that fungicide. So it's good that you have it's better to have 2 or 3 different types of fungicides down at once to give you 3 modes of action to prevent any mutation of the plant mutating or adapting or developing tolerance around that disease. Makes sense? So we'll be doing some experiments with that, so stay tuned on that. Anyway, let's see what other questions we got here. Racing Dan, hey Jake, do you plan on modifying your truck and trailer for the business this coming season? Nothing in particular. I haven't really been looking. I've been more focused on what I'm going to do for the channel this year, but I do. I'm just going to use the truck this year, see what I could get out of it, and then maybe in the following years I will invest some time and modify it. But for now, I'm sticking with all blue inside and out. I like it. Have you had good luck with prodiamine? Yeah, prodiamine's a great product. Now, there is one thing about prodiamine that I like is that it controls like the really premature crabgrass, like right before it comes up. That's what I like about it, and we recommend you put that down in the spring because it'll be way more resistant against the spring rains. It's got a sticking agent, and because of that, it's going to build you a barrier that you don't have to worry about breaking. And then for the later spring and our third application, which would be sometime in the fall, that would be when we put down our dithiopyr, because that'll give us some control on the later season crabgrass. So as far as what I think about prodiamine, that answers your question. I know I'm getting a little too technical here, but that's how I like to do it. That just goes to show my passion. Anyway, next question here. Striper Man, any chance you're going to mow low in NB the backyard to follow the trend? No, I'm not going to be mowing my backyard low. I'm going to keep it at the, in fact, I'm going to keep my whole yard at 3 inches this year. I want to see where I can get there, especially since I'm not doing too much different besides my front lawn, which I'm going to be doing all Next products on, maybe some Carbon X, and then I have some experiments I'm going to be doing in the backyard in an effort to kind of revive it from all the stuff I've done to it, so you'll be hearing all about that very soon. Let me get this fire going real quick. I knew it was a little dim down here. Well, picked up the broom by accident. That wouldn't have been good. There we go. Now we put a bigger on there. Yeah, this fire didn't really, I didn't have a lot of luck with it in the beginning because the wood was so wet, but luckily I had some dry pieces in here that have, had a week to dry out or so, so I was able to chop those up and revive the fire and get it going. So luckily I was able to do that a couple minutes before the show. Alright, what else we got here? Did Grams give the truck back? Yes. It is safe and sound, parked in a garage right now, waiting to be used. That sounded wrong. Anyway, we'll just go with it because we're all real on this show. There's nothing to hide. Fire looks nice and warm. We could use that right now. It's starting to snow. Yes, man, that's what I'm all about with this show. I'm all about making you feel like you're here with me. That's the whole idea of lawn fires, right? Is that I'm not only chatting with you, but if we're going to hang out on Friday night, we're going to do it in a more intimate setting so that we can all hang out and just chat. I've got some coffee right here. I should have some hot chocolate, but I need the coffee to stay awake. Jake, how many gallons total of Next products will you apply this season? So I'm not going to be able to give you a definite answer on that. In fact, you actually just gave me an idea for a video I can do. Now, I did do a video recently on all the applications that I'm going to be doing this year, but I never really calculated how much of each product I'm going to use. But to be honest, it's not that much. So about a jug of everything. Now, again, it all varies depending on the square footage because I might use them on my trees and stuff, so that might change the amount of product I have to use significantly. But as far as the green punch goes, that's going to be going down every 4 weeks on my front yard, and my front lawn's 5,000 square feet, so I believe if I do the math, that's about 2 gallon jugs for the entire year. This is off the top of my head. I'll have to do a video on this, kind of dial the math down for you, but that's off my head. I believe that's correct. But I'll have to get back to you on that. In fact, I'll probably address that in this weekend's video because I don't really have a lot of advice to give right now, except to get super technical because, again, there's nothing but snow outside and then we got a giant snowstorm coming tomorrow. I'm rambling. Anyway, next question. Paul Hefner, can you tell me the order of crabgrass pre-emergence again? Yes. In fact, I have a video for you to check out. It's called How to Apply Crabgrass Pre-Emergence, and if you just look it up, Jake the Lawn Kid, Crabgrass Pre-Emergent, it tells you the order of how I like to put down my pre-emergent. So anyway, let me just run it through you again if you don't want to go through that. So your first application is going to be in the early spring, and that's going to be prodiamine. And that's going to be once soil temperatures hit 55 to 60 degrees. Now, as far as how you measure that, there is a soil thermometer you can use online. It's called Greencast. It's called Greencast soil temperatures. You type in your area code, and it'll give you an accurate reading of what your soil temperature is right now, the daily averages and things like that. So anyway, that's an option for you, or you can go to the store and pick up a soil thermometer, which I did talk about in a video about crabgrass, which I would leave it linked, but I'm shooting this on my mobile phone, so that's not possible. But it's basically, you go to the store or you Google search a soil thermometer, and it's basically like a little analog thermometer with a stick on the bottom. You stick that about 3 to 5 inches deep, and once your soil temperatures are at about the 55 to 60 degree range, then you know it's good to put that down. So anyway, let's get back to it. So prodiamine goes down right then and there. And then once we get into mid to late May, that's when you're going to want to put down your dithiopyr. Now, dithiopyr is, as I mentioned before, it's good for later season control on crabgrass, which is why I recommend it then, because we're probably going to have some emergence, especially in the hot areas along the sidewalks, where things tend to be a couple weeks ahead because of heat radiating off of landscape beds and concrete and things like that. So that's something you'll want to keep in mind. So dithiopyr is a great product for that. And then once we get into fall, so we're talking early October here, this is more when we're going to want to get down our third application of pre-emergent. Now, this is assuming that you're not going to be doing an aeration and overseeding. Now, if you're going to be doing an aeration overseeding, do not do this. This will hinder your results. So do not do it. Pre-emergence and seeding do not get along. Now, there are some alternatives that I've mentioned for you, but as far as those of you with a good-looking lawn, keep it simple, one or the other, okay, depending on your situation. Now, the reason we really put down that third application is to help set up a barrier against the annual bluegrass that we get in the spring, which is a common problem I have, but I never really treat for it anyway because it's not that bad. Anyway, I'm rambling once again. Let me get back to it. So you want to get that down in the fall if you're not going to aerate. Let me say that again. If you're not going to aerate and overseed, get that down in the fall because that'll provide you a barrier for the spring. And really, overall, that'll just help you give you that year-round barrier because in the spring, we're going to come back again with prodiamine and get that down, and the process starts all over. So anyway, let me get back to it. So get that dithiopyr down. So here's how it goes. Prodiamine, early spring, dithiopyr, mid to late May, and another application in early October of dithiopyr to finish it off. So anyway, I know I rambled there, but if you want, there's a video on the channel. Just look it up. Crabgrass pre-emergence, Jake the Lawn Kid will tell you everything you need to know. If like I said, I'm sorry I don't have the link here tonight. I'm sorry I can't link it to you right now because I am on my mobile phone and I'm not in the mood to go to the computer right now because I don't want to ruin the setting. So just look it up, Jake the Lawn Kid, crabgrass pre-emergent, and the video should come up. Jake, do you do any snow removal work? Says Silver Kimball. Yeah, I do from time to time. Nothing too serious. I'm mostly just shoveling driveways, snow blowing, things like that. So I'm not legit, but I don't really have to because I rely on the channel in the winter. Patrick Alone, why do you keep skipping me? I'm very sorry, bro. Sorry about that. I'm getting caught up in some other things here, as you can tell. Sorry about that. What was your question again? Please write it in the comments and I will get to it. Asia Skyley, hey Jake, I am out in Northern California. The rain has destroyed my lawn. At one point, do you start over from scratch versus reseeding? Um, it depends. So if your lawn is 20% grass, meaning you have a very small amount of grass in there, it can't be revived. In fact, what I recommend you do is do everything that we're going to is follow along with me and Alan on the project lawn. Get down. We're going to be getting down pre-emergence in the spring. We're going to be doing fertilizer treatments monthly, as well as some fungicides and things like that. Follow along with that. See what you can revive just through better cultural practices, such as the mowing and the fertilizing, and then save the aeration and overseeding for the fall to introduce some new cultivars into the lawn and let them establish and overwinter. So then that way, when the following year approaches, they're fully established and ready to go, and your lawn is thick and green. Make sense? So I hope that answers your question, Asia. Canelo1, do you have any experience with seaweed kelp on lawn? Well, I do. It is an active ingredient in RGS, and I have to say, judging by the results I've had all year, it works really well. I believe it is a growth stimulant that stimulates the lawn, from what I've heard from all the pros in the industry. And yeah, so far I have nothing good to say about it. It's only going to help. Hmm. Supposed to get 6 to 9 inches of snow in Iowa, but so far nothing. Yeah, Grant, us too. We're going to be getting a major snowstorm coming through here, but part of me thinks that might not be true because they always put these, they always give us these forecasts and these warnings about snow, and it almost never happens. But if it happens, I'm definitely going to be shooting some video for the channel, as well as some advice for you guys in the winter to keep your eyes open for the 2019 launch season. Connor Ward, what's up, brother? How you doing? What is your favorite food genre? Mexican, Italian, Chinese, American, comfort food, Thai, Indian. They all sound good, but if I had to choose off the top of my head, it would have to be Mexican. Steak tacos all the way, brother. Um, and Coke or Pepsi. I don't drink soda. Mostly water and lemonade. That's me. And then coffee to get up in the morning. Brian Kennedy. When is the best time of year to overseed? The fall. Do not attempt to do it in the spring. You will not good results. You will not get good results. Let me tell you why. So, when you seed in the spring, there's a lot that can go wrong because you have to keep in mind, especially if you live in an area like I do, where it's very cool. It's very cool, and again, it's called cool season grass for a reason. When we seed, when we seed at a time where the temperatures are going to go up, we're just asking for trouble. Because when we do that, again, the seed is just germinating, it's not fully established, and there's no room for errors. So you have to be on top of it every single day. You have to be very meticulous in order for it to work. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let me get back to it. So, cat fight in the back room over there. So, when you seed in the spring, especially if you live in an area like I do, remember, I live in Northwest Indiana, and we have what is called cool season grass. Now keep in mind, it's called cool season grass for a reason. It survives best when the temperatures are cooler, about 60, 70, 80 degrees. That's the peak point for us. So to be more specific on that, spring and fall is our peak point. And because of that, seeding right when we're going out of the first peak point, like in the spring, as the temperatures trend up, there's more things that can go wrong because the seed isn't fully established, especially if you're not able to water it every day. Because when you have that sun beating down, it's literally taking all that moisture away, and the seed's more likely to die. I gotta go settle that fight down in a minute. Anyway, so you're better off doing it in the fall so that the seed can establish and grow in its peak point all the way into fall and into the winter. And then once springtime rolls around, your seed is fully established. You don't have to worry about losing any of your results because of the spring heat that comes. Makes sense? I'm rambling, I know. Thought it was prodiamine to be applied before soil temps reach 55. No, yeah, you want to apply it right when they hit 55, not before. I hope that makes it clear. What's up, Ben from Lawn Tips, our favorite Aussie lawn bro? How you doing? Um, Prime Boy, what's up, Jake? Greetings from Switzerland. How you doing, Prime Boy? Thank you very much. Hey, Jake and Benson's, what's up, guys? What's up, Mike R? Thank you so much. Oh, Ben, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Take another drink here. What's up with the tiny fire? Yeah, I know. In fact, let me put another log on there. God, it's so wimpy. You're right about the tiny fire. It's not going to be so tiny anymore. So, Connor, if you're still on the live stream, man, I just want to say, I'm really looking forward to meeting you in February, bro. It's going to be a blast. Hold on. Do you think Prodiamine could be bought in Canada? I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Good. Thanks, Jake. You're welcome, Ben. Thank you very much for tuning in, brother. Appreciate it. Hey, it's A's Lawn and Landscaping. What's up, brother? For those of you guys who don't know, this is a brand new friend of mine. He DMs me and whatnot. He's been telling me that he's been wanting to start a YouTube channel for a while, and he finally did it. So, A, if you're watching this, man, I appreciate it. Please be sure to go subscribe to this guy, A's Lawn and Landscaping. Help him get a jump start and get going. I want this kid's channel to grow. I know that with you guys giving him the pressure to stick to it, he might be able to do it. So, go support him. Mike R, did you get your Carbon X yet? Not yet. Plus, I don't really need it right now because there's nothing but snow on the ground. How does the LCN old lawn look? Terrible. Let me just say that, especially compared to my yard. Sorry, LCN. I would love to get back into the lawn mowing again, but around here in Switzerland, most of the people, including me, have robotic mowers. What's your opinion on them? Well, I mean, they're not all that bad, because in my entrepreneurship class, it's actually a product that that I'm actually making just for the fun of it. It's an automatic mower that not only mows but fertilizes and sprays weeds. So we're messing around with that in my entrepreneurship class. But yeah, as far as me though, it's kind of funny that I'm making that because I really don't want that to replace me. But I figured it was just a cool thing to mess around with. But anyway. So what do I think about them? As far as mowing, I think they're good, but if you're like me and you enjoy doing the work by yourself, I would not invest in one, because why do that? Why do that when we could just do it ourselves and learn how to enjoy it, right? Here's another question. What do you think about mixing KBG and turf-type tall fescue cultivars from seed? Well, I don't know about mixing them together if they're separate. No, actually, they would do nicely together. See, I don't know what I'm getting at here. I think that when you mix turf type tall fescue and Kentucky bluegrass together, they look really good together. You got to keep in mind, us in the north here, we have a lot of leeway when it comes to mixing grass types. Now, my friends in the south, they have a totally different story. They have to have a mono stand or things just look ugly, because our grass types look so similar, and because of that we can get away with mixing 2 or 3 or 4 grass types together and get away with it. Now keep in mind, if you do mix turf type tall fescue with Kentucky bluegrass, keep in mind that you do have to mow tall, hence the name tall fescue. Now anyway, another reason that it's good to mix them together is because if a disease comes in that might attack one grass, it might not attack the other one. So if it attacks one, you can rest assured know that the other grass type is going to come in and take over in that problem area. So, something to think about. What's your opinion on trying to smuggle weed killers like tenacity or prodiamine in the postal system to people in these other countries that these type of products are banned? I don't know. I've never really tried it. But I guess that's a video you could make, Lawn Rebel. I'd like to see you try that. Macon Wilson. Hey Jake, what would be a good pricing for a neighborhood lawn care business? I don't know. I'm not really one to talk about pricing as I'm still trying to figure it out, but like I said, I'm not one to really give much on business advice. I'm more geared towards teaching you how to maintain your lawn. I'm still learning the loops as I go, so I'm not the best person to ask. But as far as me, mm, yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing wrong with bringing pre-emergence across the border. Just take from your. Yeah. Yeah, Connor, please try doing that. That would be great. I'd like to see the rebel break the rules. Hmm. Priming is not popular in Norway by the government, but it's possible to get through custom by ordering from US. At least I do not have any problems. I order what JTLK and Lawn Tips recommend. You should be good, brother. Micro. I just call them Micro. Sorry about that. Mike R. Um, Connor Ward, stop trying to corrupt. ah. Yeah, hey, I'm sorry about that spell check. I need to go ahead and adjust that. I know it's deleting a lot of messages. I need to just turn that off and let it wide open. I really don't care what you guys send me. In fact, I have a moderator that comes on here every once in a while too, but he's not on tonight, so I'm just gonna have to I'm just gonna turn that off. Are you planning on getting a trailer for your equipment this year? Yes, I already have one outside. It's a 12-foot box. I actually did a video on it on the channel. I featured it in a video where I showed you how to winterize my equipment. So if you want to check that out, it is on the channel. I believe it was in November. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, if I had a moderator tonight, I'd have him link to all this stuff, but I don't. So it's just me tonight. So, um, does next increase CECs? I'm not sure about that. I'll have to read up on that. Man, this fire is weak tonight, dude. Put that back here. This fire is so weak tonight, man. Not the, don't give me any grief, guys. I'm not the best when it comes to building these, but I do what I can. What else we got here? Take another sip. Mm. Keneal01, we are all grass geeks, and by following you and others, I feel like we are one big happy family. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to spring. Thank you very much, Keneal. I appreciate your support. If it wasn't for people like you, like I said, I would not be here making this show. So thank you for making that happen. Striperman, at what age will you be changing your name from the Lawn Kid? I'm hoping, I was thinking never. Because especially in my 30s, I mean, I could be a kid till I'm 40. Screw it. Do you have exams? Yeah, I'm just a regular guy like everybody else. Jake Roland Cole. Yeah. What's going on, Nathan? How you doing tonight? Thank you, Primo, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you. When are your exams? My exams are third week of May, and then I get out of school. Your thoughts on the Toro Time Master? I can't give you a definite review. I've never used one. I've always wanted to though. But from what I've heard from my buddies here in the community, it's a really good machine, especially for the homeowner. So, really good piece of equipment. From what I've heard, I haven't used one. Um, Your thoughts on the Toro time mat? Oh, I just read that one. Evening SFL spotter, how you doing? How's the weather been for you recently? Very cloudy and white, so snowy. You need a time? Yeah, I do. I especially for the sake of it, I'd like to get one on my yard. Is the door open? Who's at the door? Oh. I got 2 weeks, and then at the end of June, I got 3. Yeah. But I'm still in high school, so all I really have to worry about right now is finals and those other exams that they give you. God, this fire is so weak tonight. This is all my fault, man. Wood's a little wet, that's what happens. No, but that's like the only piece of wood I have in here. There we go. Yeah, it's so dark, I know. So I guess since I don't have a moderator tonight, I might actually hang out just a little bit longer. If that's what you guys want to do, we can do it. What do you guys think? Want to hang out a little longer than an hour? Because we can do it. Great content, Jake. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate it. KB Small Engine Repair Parts and Services. I've been watching some of your videos. I can't do much of the next 4. I can't do much for the next 4 weeks. I just had hernia surgery, but your videos are fantastic. Thank you, bro. In fact, I heard about your surgery. I hope you get well, bro. Thank you very much for your support. FSL, how's the temperature? Cold. God. You know, listen. Give me a second. Let me get this fire fixed, and then I promise this is the last time. Let me get some freaking wood on this thing. It's not. God. The wood's a little wet tonight. My God. At least I got a foundation, though. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We're good. See, we're not totally gone. There we go. There we go. God. I got a little too excited while building this fire and I didn't do it right. That's what happens when you wait till the last minute. Especially when the wood's wet. God. It's getting so dark. Get the big stick here. Sorry if I'm boring you guys. No idea what the hell I'm doing. I think that'll be good here. Let that catch. Alright. It's so weak tonight, man. Anyway. How's the temperature? Cold. Yeah, just... Sis is trying to photobomb. No, not this week. She's actually out of town, so... Because that's very quiet here. Can't complain. What are your parents saying about our time using on YouTube and your lawn passion? This is not your place, is it? No. Don't know how to answer that question. What do you mean, Keneal? It's warm and sunny here in Florida. Grass is very green. Yeah, don't rub it in. I'm actually going to Florida in 4 weeks for the Longology Summit being put on by the longologist himself, Mr. John Perry. So I'm looking forward to going there, meeting him. Again, really cool dude. Very zen. For those of you guys who've met him before, I'm sure you know that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hanging out with those guys some more. As well as Alan. Haven't seen him in a few months, so I'm looking forward to that. Put wood near the fire for it to dry. Why didn't I think of that, man? That's smart. Miles very versatile. Sprinkle it on your face to fill in. That's funny. You guys and your inside jokes. Alright, I think we're good now, so I can actually push this a little forward here. And then what I can do is I can just put another log on the fire. Yeah, why didn't I think of that? It's so smart. Problem is it's not dry tonight because I just got all this wood from my neighbor, and because of that it's not very dry, so I have to deal with it being so wet a little bit. Not when the wood is wet. It's just like saying having carpet near fire is unsafe. Is it unsafe to some people to still have that? God, it's so dark. Anyway, we'll let that burn. Sorry about how dark it is. Just have to deal with it for now. I think it's starting to catch on. We're gonna hang around a little longer. Just give me 1 second. I'm not helping it. Clearly. Just gotta get some air. Get some air in here. I'm not getting that here. Yeah, this is very, as I said, it's very dead. It's very, like I said, just very dead. Had it going nicely when we first got here. We'll move this. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Just to get it going again, we'll put this kindling on there. There we go. A little bit better. gotta ignite it. Alright, let's get back in the chat here. Sorry it took me a little bit. Just trying to get that fire to revive itself, you know? Let me get back in here. Have you thought about real mowing? Not on my lawn, but I do hope that maybe maybe one of the cool guys out here could fly me out to their house and I'll come out there and real mow your yard for you in exchange. No charge. Thanks for the shout out. You're welcome, man. Keep up the grind, Ace. Asia Skyly, how's your project rescue lawn? It's looking really good actually. I'm gonna be getting together with Alan here in the spring to continue going on the rest of the year with it. We still got another whole section that we haven't messed with yet because of some construction that's going on. So we'll hopefully be tackling a little bit of that this year. So the idea this year is we're just going to continue where we left off in the fall and just thicken the lawn up even more, establish it, and just eventually get it on a regular program. That's our goal here. And then, of course, we have an area where we're doing all next products, and then the rest of the lawn is traditional aerate overseed starter Milo, so mostly Morganite and things, and then we have an area where we're testing the next product. So you'll hear all about that once we get into it, so stay tuned for that coming up very soon. Would love to meet all those guys, especially you, Jake. Thank you, Mike. I'd like to meet you too. Seem like a cool dude. Would you consider buying a Toro Time Master? Once again, I wouldn't know. I've never used it. Because if I'm going to buy it, if somebody like me's going to buy it, I have to remember that I'm not just a homeowner. I also have a business where I cut about 10 to 12 yards a week. So I have to kind of reevaluate for a second. Like, is that a valid purchase for me, or should I go with the commercial model? So I can't really answer that for you right now. Because of you, I'm starting my first year of lawn mowing business. Thank you that's cool, bro. Glad for you. Yeah, sorry, my brain's fried. Long day. Do you have any problems in your ticks with ticks and mosquitoes? If yes, what product do you use to win the battle? I don't really treat specifically for mosquitoes. I just have to deal with them. But as far as the lawn goes, I do use an insecticide like bifenthrin. That'll kind of help keep all the little nuisance pests and insects away. So that's a great bifenthrin that'll kind of help control any of the nuisance pests like the mosquitoes. God, that fire. It said the wood's just so wet. But I'll let that piece kind of catch a little more, and then I'll eventually push it down. Everyone have a great evening. Headed out to my patio to smoke a nice cigar and sip some scotch. It's only 70 degrees, so cool. You guys in Florida, I don't want to offend anybody, but you guys are the biggest babies when it comes to cold, man. Honestly. Alan tells me all the time, oh, it's 60 degrees, I'm freezing my balls off. I'm like, dude, that ain't cold. Come back to Indiana for a weekend. Tell me how you... And then you'll tell me what cold is. I'm just screwing with you guys. What is your favorite type of grass? For me right now, I love Kentucky bluegrass. Kentucky bluegrass is like the go-to grass here in Indiana. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. It's just a really nice grass type when you take care of it. And really in any lawn up here, that's like the main grass type that anybody would use. In fact, Connor Ward, when he started his lawn, that was the only grass type he ever grew, and then eventually started adding in other grass types. So as far as starting, building your lawn for the first time, Kentucky bluegrass is a great foundational. It's a great foundational grass. What mower do you suggest? Well, I do have for those of you guys who want to spend a little bit of money, the mower I have right now is the Snapper High Vac. Really great mower, great mulcher, and really good on leaves. Or, again, from what I hear, the Honda HRX 217, that's a great mower. Toro Time Master, great mower as well, especially for a homeowner. And then Toro Super Recycler from around here is good. If you're doing lawns professionally, get a commercial mower. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I'm not that legit. I'm only doing 12 yards a week, and they're all residentials, and they're like walking distance from my house. Sitting here. Yeah, I need to get some merch available. I do. In fact, I have this I have my JTLK T-shirt that I'm gonna get ready to sell here very soon. I don't have a date on that, but I will get that out to you as soon as I can. Jake, what are your thoughts on soil testing, and do you do it, and how often? I've never done it before, but I do want to start doing it. Now, as far as my thoughts on soil testing, I recommend you do it, as it'll give you a reading to where your lawn's at, and then you can adjust your program accordingly to compensate for some of the issues that you're seeing or some of the good things you're seeing, just to kind of help maintain that good, efficient low nitrogen lawn care program that I'm going to be attacking here. Let me tend the fire real quick. Connor, you are right though. Kentucky Blue is king. This stupid stick, man. I'm so tired of it. What else? There we go. This motherfucker should light right up. Yeah, the wood is wet. That's my setback here, is that this wood is so wet. I'm surprised there's anything burning in here. If it wasn't for that dry kindling, I probably wouldn't have this. God. Just put this back here. Kind of get the sparks going up there. There we go. That's all we needed, was a little airflow there. Yeah. Look at that. That's gonna... Yeah, there we go. Problem is we got a big piece in the back there, so we'll just have to let that burn. Where was I? Keep up the great work, and Vince Jake. Thank you, Davey. I appreciate it. What else we got here? If you get new merchandise, then I will buy some. Thank you very much, Ace. Means a lot. Keep up the good work with the videos, bro. I'm watching them. Sean McLaughlin, Jake, what seed is your go-to, or what did you use for establishing? Now, my lawn, little backstory on my lawn, it was not seeded, it was sodded, and it was done 12 years ago. So I didn't really have a say on that because I was young and I wasn't a lawn kid yet, so it is what it is, right? But as far as my go-to seed, is not a specific seed. It's made by a distributor called Seed Superstore. Now, the reason I recommend you go to a seed supplier like this is because these people will help you understand. These people will help you, figure out what issues you got going on, what your lawn is, and then they will be able to give you seed that is meant for that situation. Thus, your grass will perform better in the long run. Now, I'm not saying that you can't achieve the same results with seed that you get from Home Depot. You totally can, but the biggest issue with it is that it's mostly kind of a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So you don't really know what you're going to get, and plus that seed isn't really taken care of properly. Whereas, like I said, if you get it from a professional, it's going to be taken care of properly. So that's how you know you can trust it, and that is how you know that you're going to have grass in the long term, knowing that it's meant for your situation. I actually touched on it in the video on my project lawn. Jake, what's your 2 best pieces of advice you can give me to help me start my business this year? Thanks. Just get the word out there and keep the word out there. Hand out flyers, hand out flyers, hand out flyers, and do good work. Just fine. Tangerine McFaddy, what age will you become Jake the Lawn Guy and not Jake the Lawn Kid? I think around 40. Maybe never. Yeah, now that's roaring. That's better. Don Sharpsar, U.S. guys are super lucky for all the products that are available to you and a low price. Yeah, I would love to do that. Oh, dude, that's a great idea. I like that, John. I'll have to do that. Make lawn sleeves. Never change the name, Sean says. That's the route I want to go. If I could be branded Jake the Lawn Kid for life, that'd be great. By the way, I'm sorry guys if I'm a little out of order tonight, I'm not like this in my videos. I'm sure you guys know that. But that's also because I can edit things out and whatnot, but it's just because I'm a little, I just had a lot of coffee too, and I'm tired, so that's part of it. So I'm not like this all the time, but I'm just a little scatterbrained tonight, so I apologize. Let's get back into it. Jake, wish you the best in 2019. I'll be back next week. Have to go make some final preparations before the heavy snow comes. Adios. Thank you, Andy, for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. Anything else? Man, we're just getting started here. Since I don't have a moderator tonight, I might stick around for another good 20 minutes or so. So maybe an hour, 15, 20. So we're at 53 minutes now. So any more questions you guys got for me? I'd like to answer them. What are your plans for your snowstorm? Hopefully get out, clear some snow, and just make a dope video for you guys. That's my plan. When are you going to sell Greene County Fertilizer products? Very soon. Stay tuned for that. I don't have the reason I say that is because I don't have the details yet, but when I get them, I will let you know. Stay tuned. Are you going to formal tomorrow? No, I'm not. I didn't get the invite, or I didn't get a ticket. Jake Allen is sending me the soil activator pack. Yes, man. The soil activator pack, that's a really good pack. I believe it comes with RGS, aerate, dethatch, and green effect. Great way to get the soil going, and then to maintain that, you can eventually upgrade to the biostimulant pack. Great products all around, so you'll have fun with that. A great thing to do, especially in the springtime, if you have a grass type like bluegrass, is get down an application of get down an application of all four if you can. It'll really help eat up the thatch, aerate the soil, push deeper roots, and just make the lawn look beautiful green. So, great cocktail to do in the spring. Are you planning to expand your business now? Trailer? Um, yeah. I'm hoping to grow. I'm hoping to double my clientele. I have, at least for this year, I have 12 clients in their own neighborhood. I'm hoping to maybe get some clients a little further out and double, just overall double my clientele. When will Greene County start offering mix and match? Very soon, I believe. Yeah, I heard about their new build box thing that they're going to be doing. I'm not really sure on that because I haven't read about it, but I'll have to check that. Anything else? Sorry, I really am tired. I don't know why. Ellen said February 1st. Yeah, I think that's it then. Are you ever going to get a striping set? Are you ever going to get a striping kit? Yes, very soon. I'd like to. Have you noticed a big difference when using Next products? Yes. Yes, I have. Now, like I said, this is only my first year using them, but definitely what I noticed was a greener appearance in the lawn overall, uh, especially with the microgreen and the green effect because they contain higher amounts of iron as well as the other micronutrients and things like that. So I believe I had a lot of internal and external benefits from the products, as well as the RGS. I'm really looking forward to working with that some more. But overall, I have to say the lawn just it sustained itself really well this year, as opposed to other years. Now, I did do a couple other things different too. I did start mowing lower more frequently to abolish the quack grass that I talked about in my year in review video. For those of you guys who've seen that, you guys know I battled a little bit of a quack grass invasion, and really the only way to abolish that problem as much as possible is just to mow it frequently and keep it from growing, and then eventually it'll kind of subside the damage a little bit. Won't abolish it completely, but it will suppress it. KB, have a good night, Jake. I'll talk to you later. I gotta go pain pills and catch some more ice. Yeah, man. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Get well soon, bro. Iron is a great insect preventer. Is it? I'll have to. I'll have to read about that. Hmm. Iron is a great. Yeah. What are your thoughts on reel versus rotary mower and manual versus gas? Um, I don't have a lot of context on that, but I believe Connor Ward in the chat could help you out if he wants to. Um, let's see. Connor, do you think Doc would do a collab? Who's Doc? How long have you been making YouTube videos? 4 years. November 2014 was my first video, so I've been going ever since then, really hard at it. How to with Doc? Yeah, that's a guy I gotta watch. I don't know much about him, but I'm sure he would. Is that where that came, guy? Yeah, I remember Connor the whole double dark thing. Thanks for mentioning that. That's pretty cool. I'm trying to start that movement here. I'm trying to start a whole movement here with double dark. That's the approach I want to take on my yard this year. It's just making my front yard double dark. So every time people ask me like, "Hey Jake, what does double dark mean?" I just tell them it's the color of my yard. Hashtag double dark. That's right, bro. Will you snow blow for your customers? Yes, only if they want me to. As of right now, I only got one driveway I'm doing. Nope. Yeah, everybody pretty much does snow removal themselves around here, so not a very eligible market in my area. But as far as lawn mowing, they're all in to have me do it for them. God, I'm gonna have to move towards the fire. It's put another log on there. Now that we got the flame back. Doing the double dark this summer in Ottawa, Canada. Yeah, man, you will love the results. Do it 6 to 7 days before 4th of July or Memorial Day or Halloween. I promise you, you will get really good results. Um, Pepsi or Coke? Coke. Jake is strict Coke only. Yeah, I'm not a big soda drinker, but if I were to choose, I would have to go with the hardcore original, and that is Coke. Um, Theresa trucks. I keep getting a fungus in the same area in my yard every season. I put down a fungicide 4 times. Will it ever go away? Yes, with time. You have to keep treating it. In fact, I think this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, and that is that when you use the same fungicide for a long period of time, eventually the grass plant can develop a tolerance for that one fungicide. So, let me illustrate. So, if you've been using a product like, say, the propiconazole 14.3%, and you've been using that for, say, a good 2 or 3 years, there's a chance that the disease could have mutated around that and evolved and just developed some tolerance against that fungicide, and because of that, you're dealing with a couple of problems that have to do with that fungus. So what I recommend you do is just use a different fungicide, or use another fungicide synergistically with the propiconazole to give you two modes of action. Because if you do that, you're less likely to have any mutate around mutate around the fungicide. Make sense? So if you've been using propiconazole for quite some time, a great thing to do would be to switch to, which, by the way, that is a class 3 fungicide, so that's how you determine the mode of action, is by the class that it's in. So if you've been using a class 3 like the propiconazole, I recommend that you upgrade to a class 11 for your next application. In this case, would be a product like Heritage, and put that down at the recommended rate. I believe 3,000 is the ideal. Mm. I would go for quad dark. I like that. That's smart. Um, Dave Bellner, Jake, what's up, bro? Um, Tony needs some more snap crackle pop with that. Yeah, I know. I'm trying, man. It's just the wood is so wet. I should have gotten it a week in advance, like after I did last week's show, and then I should have let it sit down here. But I didn't do that, so now I'm suffering with the consequences, and it's very dark down here. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Yeah, this fire sucks. It's like it's not even hot to an extent that I want it. Let's rearrange some shit. Oh. Sorry, I cursed. God. Yeah, I'm cold just sitting here, man. It's like very light. Ugh. All right, what do we got here in the chat? When will there be a video in Daisy Do? That's funny. Um, A's lawn service. My neighborhood has an HOA that cuts for me, so I had to get into landscaping aerations. Oh, that's a good way to go. To get around that. There we go. Yeah, no snap crackle pop. Wood's a little too wet for that. But once again, we'll real around here. Um, Next products are expensive. Currency with the currency exchange in Canada. Yeah, I know it's tough for you guys, but if you can get it, I promise you, you will not regret it. You don't have to get it. I'm not selling it. I'm not selling you guys here, but if you want to get it, it's a good product. I'm sure there's other supplements you can use as long as you're implementing, carbon into your soil and whatnot, building the soil base, you should be just fine. Um, Now, once again, humic acid, that's really our key ingredient. We use that synergistically with our macros and micros to help make them more available to the plant. So any form of humic that you can get your hands on, that's really the key. That's what you want, is the humic acid. And keep in mind, it's not so much, hey, humic acid or nitrogen. They both have to work together. They both complement each other. All right? So I want you to remember that. So if you plan on using humic acid or nitrogen and whatnot, they work together. You can't use one or the other. You have to use them synergistically to achieve the best of the best. Having trouble with my sound. Have a good night, bro. Fire looking great. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you very much. Jake, do you plan on making lawn care your permanent career path, or do you see yourself getting a degree in business or something lawn related? As far as where I want to go in the future, I do want to build my lawn business. I do want to go to college and get well, not legit college, but I do want to take a couple of classes in turfgrass management and business. And then I want to run my lawn care business, grow this YouTube channel, and then hopefully later on go full time on the channel. That's my end goal. But I'm sure all the hustling and grinding and passion, I can make it happen. Gotta go, Jake. It's because it's 03 here. Have a great night. You too. Thank you, Nathan, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Glued eye loser, Ted. That's funny. What are your thoughts regarding putting sand on the lawn to get a less compact soil? I have clay soil. It does rain a lot here. All right, now, I've never really put sand on my lawn, but I believe in the spring it's a good thing to do to kind of help add some friction in, especially if you're putting an organic fertilizer down for the first of the year. But as far as loosening compaction in clay soil, I think it's best that you work on the soil first. Like, we need to start feeding the soil. And the way we do that is by using products that are carbon-based. Like, for instance, the RGS, the Humic 12, all of those products. The idea is we want to feed the soil, push root growth, just soften it up and get things going. What are your thoughts regarding... Oh, I just read that. God, I'm so tired. Do you consider yourself as the GOAT of lawn care YouTubers? What do you mean by that? Mark Taylor, Jake, being your lawn looks so great. My question to you is, why don't you mow it double wide like LCN did when living next door? The wide stripes really add the dot. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I've actually experimented with single double. I think that's more of my go-to for my yard. It just looks really good, especially since I don't have a striping kit yet. That's the only one that that's the only one that has the most definition for me. So when I try to do the doubles, you can't really distinguish the light from the dark very well. So when I do the single double, it's very nice. I like the way it looks. But that's something to experiment with for sure. Thank you for the advice, Jake. I will do your recommendations. Thank you very much, Teresa, for tuning in. I appreciate you. Um, Dave Belfleur, can anyone here smuggle some weed preventers to Canada? Strict bans here. Can't help you there. I'm sure someone in the chat can. When and how can I get the Jake the Lawn Kid t-shirt? Very soon, Lawn Care Dad. Very soon. I will let you know the details. Dave, same in Norway, the risk here. The packing. Gotta go, Jake. See you next week. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate it. Rodney Bailey, best of luck to you. Love your work ethic. Thank you for answering my questions. You're welcome, Rodney. Have a great week. Striper Man, thank you, Bailey. Jake answered my question early. No. Dave, great job, Jake. Keep on keeping on. Great videos. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. What is your opinion on handheld spreaders? Can't really give you guys a solid opinion on that because I've never used them. But if you have a big lawn, I wouldn't recommend it because it's like what, a 5-pound hopper? Doesn't hold a lot, but for a lawn that's like 1,000 square feet, you can probably get away with it. Just make sure that you're throwing your. Just make sure that when you're fertilizing, that like I mentioned in my fertilizer video, make sure that you're throwing the products back to the middle of your last strip, and you should be fine. Greatest of all time. Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Gotta take off, man. Thank you for everything, bro. You're welcome, brother. Thank you, Lawn Care Dad, for tuning in. Anything else? Fire's very dim tonight. It's sustaining pretty well, though, for being a little wet. How much snow are you expecting? I believe about 17 inches, they said. I don't know, I'll have to check again. But they did say a lot. I'll be sure to get some footage for you guys tomorrow and get it up by Sunday, if I can, if I get anything out of it. So stay tuned for that. Jake, I need to hit the bed. I appreciate your advice and the chat. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you on your next live channel. Thank you very much, Keneal. I appreciate your support. Have a good weekend, Jake. Signing off. All right. What do you think about the next channel? I think that's a great idea. I love what they're doing over there, especially Paul. He's a great idea. He's a great dude, and just very real. I like that guy. And really, what I like about them is that they're taking, they're giving a sector for the DIYers, right? Because one of the things about John's channel, while it is very educational, it can sometimes be very complicated for the average homeowner. So I think what they're doing is great because they're simplifying it up for the average homeowner. And I think it's also a great way to give us more ideas of what we can do with those products to reap the rewards in our lawns. So I appreciate what they're doing over there. And of course I look forward to, I don't know if Paul's on here, dude, but if you are, I'm really looking forward to meeting you in February at Lawncology. Is Paul still with Do My Own? No, he is not. He is officially with the Greene County Fertilizer guys now. Are you going to watch the lunar eclipse? Didn't really hear about that. When is that? 17 inches. Money, money, money. You got that right. I love snowstorms, man. I embrace them. Like I do a lot. Like I'll clear my driveway and then I'll go clear a customer or two if they want me to. And then if I can, I'll go out sledding. It's fun. Oh, look at that. That fire's catching on. It's good. Right on. Going all Joe Dirt. Right on.